Good day everyone. So for today we're going to tackle about blindness and low vision. So what is blindness and low vision? Blindness and low vision refers to condition where individuals have difficulty seeing or cannot see at all. Blindness typically means having no vision, while low vision indicates having limited vision even with corrective aids. So these conditions can vary wildly in severity and can be caused by various factors, eye diseases, injuries, or genetic conditions. So, blindness and low vision has two general definitions. So the first definition of blindness is the legal definition. It is based on measurement of visual acuity, field of vision, and peripheral vision. Visual acuity is the ability to clearly distinguish forms of discriminate details at a specific distance. So let us move on to the field of vision. So field of vision refers to the area that the normal eye covers above, beam, bow, and on both sides when looking at an object or gazing straight ahead. The field of vision covers approximately at 180 degrees when looking directly at an object. The central field of vision is used. So the entire area that a person or animals is able to see when their eyes are fixed in one position. So on peripheral vision covers the outer range of the field of vision. So a person may have poor central vision but good at peripheral vision. So when a person is poor at his field of vision, but he is good in his peripheral vision. So peripheral vision refers to what you can see to each side, up and down, without moving your head, or everything that you can see that isn't in your central vision. Your central vision is what you see that is directly in front of you. So in peripheral vision, we have here tunnel vision, which is result from extremely restricted field of vision. It is like looking at an object and the environment through a narrow tube or tunnel. It is actually looking straight ahead, um, fixing your eye in one position. So tunnel vision, defective sites in which object cannot be properly seen if not close to the center of the field of view. In legal blindness, a person can be called blindly disabled when he or she has visions measured at 200 over 200. So in legal blindness refers to conditions where visual acuity is 20 over 200 and the better eye after the best possible correction with glasses or contact lenses. So in the field of visions, whether central or peripheral is limited to an area of 20 degree or less than the normal 100 degree field. A legal blindness person with his or her eyeglasses or contact lenses can see or read only at 20 feet object and letters that those with normal visions can see or read 200 feet away. The person experienced difficulties in everyday activities, especially in discerning fine details of objects and things in the environment. So, we are done at the first general definitions of the blindness. Let's move on to the second definition, which is the educational definitions. Well, not all legally blind persons are totally blind. Total blindness, the person is absolutely without sight but may have light and movement perceptions and travel visions. So the degree of blindness includes light perceptions, or a person can differentiate between light and dark day and night. So moving on to the process of normal visions. So the sense of vision is a complex or intricate psychological system. There are developments necessary for good vision to take place. So there are pairs of bay interact and efficiently functioning eye with complete parts, well-lighted object and images of a healthy brain. So absolutely, a vision is indeed a complex involving various components of working together seamlessly. So here, this is the eye. The eye captures light and convert into the electrical signals that the brain interprets as images. This involves the cornea, lens, retina, and the optical nerves. So in lightning, the adequate lighting is crucial for good visions. Proper lighting ensures that the objects are illuminated well, making them seem easier to see. And here we also have the brain, the process the electrical signals sent by the eye, interpreting them as images. There is also the visual cortex and other areas responsible for perceptions and interpretations. Each of these elements plays a vital roles in the process of normal visions, and any disruption of this function in one part can affect overall visual perception.
So the eye is the complex of the human body that no other organ can equal. So pasabot nga mga parts sa mata nga atong makita, sa nawong mao ang gamay nga bahin sa tibuok mechanism alang sa pagtanaw. Then there are 5 physiological or physical systems in vision, namely the protective structures, the refractive parts, the muscles, the retina, the optic nerve, and the brain where vision takes place. So when we say the protective structures, it is to surround the eye to protect it from harm. Kini mao ang buni eye socket nga naglabaw nga bukog sa forehead ug cheeks, ang kilay, eyelid sa mata ug mga pilok. So the eye socket, which contains the eyeball where most of the parts of the eye are found, susama sa gidak-on sa pingpong ball. So, ang tear ducts o lacrimination nagprotect sa mata pinaagi sa pagpagawas sa luha nga naglimpyo o nagpadayon sa pagmoist sa mata. So, the eyelid moistens and cleans the cornea through blinking. Ang atong kilay ug pilok nagdakop sa mga foreign bodies nga mosulod sa mata. When we see refractive parts, mao ang structure nga nagabalik ko o naga-refract sa mga sinag sa kahayag aron ang image sa butang mo-focus sa retina. Kini mao ang cornea, aqueous humor, pupil, iris, lens o vitreous humor. So ang cornea mao ang curved transparent membrane that protects the sensitive parts of the eye. Kini mao ang front nga window sa mata nga nag-start sa pag-process of vision by bending the light rays into patterns or images. Dayon na mga sinag sa kahayag moagi sa chamber. Ang aqueous humor usa ka watery liquid nga nagpuno sa atubangan nga chamber sa mata aron magpabilin sa saktong infusion ang eyeball. Then ang pupil usa ka circular nga lungag sa tunga-tunga sa color nga iris. Ang pupil mo constrict o modulate aron ma-regulate ang kantidad sa kahayag nga mosulod sa mata. Ang lens usa ka transparent o elastic nga gamay nga envelope sa fluid nga gisulod nga gisuspend sa mga gamay ug lig-on nga kaunuran. Ang lens nag-adjust sa iyahang gibag-on aron ang duol ug layo nga mga butang mahimong ma-focus sa retina. So how vision takes place? So the basic function of the eye is to collect visual stimuli and information in the form of mechanical energy from the environment through the psychological process called sensation. So ang mata dunay mga napulo ka milyon nga electrical nga kondisyon nga makadawat og makaprocess hangtod usa o tunga ka milyon nga mga mensahe sa susamang gigayon. So during the process of vision, the stimuli are converted into the electrical form of nerve impulse through the process of transduction. Ang nerve impulses gidescribe isip language form nga masabtan sa utok. Ang optic nerve nagdala sa mga nerve impulses to the occipital lobe of the brain where perception takes place in the form of visual images. So there are three contains for vision to take place. So first, the eyes are stimulated by light rays or illumination which in the form of mechanical energy. So pasabot nga ang mga kinahanglan masanag sa mga kahayag o illumination nga naa sa porma sa mechanical energy. The second is the light rays are reflected forms objects in the visual field. So pasabot nga ang mga sinag sa kahayag kinahanglan ibalik gikan sa mga object nga naa sa visual nga field. So the third is the mechanical energy is converted into nerve impulses which the brain processes into visual. So ang mechanical nga energy kinahanglan nga mabalhin ngadto sa nerve impulses nga i-process sa utok aron mahimong visual images.
Rubella virus is a mild disease in most people. The danger to this is when pregnant women get in contact with a person with a rubella during her first trimester. They are at risk in having a rubella baby. So, a rubella virus, it came from the Latin word meaning tiny red. So, rubella virus is not a measles. Okay, when we say measles, it is a very dangerous virus. But rubella, on the other hand, is a mild disease. Measles can leave a dark spots or brown spots in your body, but rubella doesn't. So, it is not a measles. Let me clarify that. And also, how it spreads. Rubella spreads from the sneezing and coughing of the person. Like if you're sneezing in your handkerchief or in your beating, or you're being touchy to other people, if you're speaking, you're kissing or doing any contact, it can spread to one person to another. So again, women from age 10 to 16 should be immunized first, and also to the children. But pregnant women should not be immunized to this because it can be very risky to their child. What you can do is you have to always be aware and stay in your house and to not talk to anyone, especially if you think they have this virus, since I already told you guys what are some symptoms to this virus. And also, before you see a doctor, if you can be immunized to this, you should tell them if you're taking any meds or you have any other disease, since it can be very risky to everyone who's taking who have other disease and they want to get immunized. So we should always be aware, and we should ask our doctor first about this. So that's all, guys. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. I am Miss Catarig, and I am going to discuss to you about special adaptations, aids, and technology for students who are blind and with low vision. So the absence of sight leads to the reorganization of sensory mechanisms. While vision is the major sense that gathers stimuli in the environment for processing the brain, blindness makes the person dependent on the other senses like audition or hearing, feeling or touch, olfaction or smell, gustation or taste. Persons who are blind make use of special adaptations to learn the world that they do not see. So, for example, when a person can't see, their other senses like hearing, touch, smell, and also taste become really important for them. People who are blind use their senses in special ways to understand the world around them. So we have here some examples of tools and technological devices for blind and to those students who are low vision to help them overcome barriers and also achieve their academic success. So the first technological devices is the Braille system. It is the primary means of literacy for blind individuals, with specific combinations of six dots representing letters, numbers, and also words. So, as you can see in the picture, Braille system was invented in 1830 by Louis Braille, a young blind Frenchman who played organ in church as a means of recording church hymns and music. So, Braille cell has six dots that are arranged two wide and three deep and numbered. The letters of the alphabet numerals 0 to 10 are assigned specific combinations of six dots. So, Braille abbreviations called contractions help save space to facilitate faster reading and writing. So we have here the next devices is the typewriter. Okay, so blind students use regular typewriter to communicate with teachers, classmates, and also their friends. So they also tough in handwriting skills for signing names, managing bank accounts, and also filing forms and voting. The third tool is manipulative and tactile aids. So, manipulative and tactile aids are used in learning mathematics, sciences, and also social studies. So, in manipulatives, there is the Cuisinart rods with tactile marking developed by Bill Castro in 1989. So, it enables the students to quickly identify by touch the different values associated with numbers. So, the next manipulative objects is the Cranmer abacus. So, the Cranmer abacus is used in teaching numbers, concept, and in doing the four fundamental operations, which is the additions, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions. So, the next manipulative object is the speech plus talking calculator. It is a small electronic instrument that performs the most of the operations of any standard calculator, but with added features of speech output. This means that in addition to displaying the numerical results on screen, it can also audibly announce the result through speech. Okay, so those three tools help students identify values and also mathematical concepts through touch. So, the number 4 technological aids are available for blind persons. So the first one is the opticon or optical to tactile converter. As you can see in the picture, it is a small electronic device that converts regular print into a readable vibrating form for blind persons. So the second technological aids is the Corswell personal reader is a sophisticated computer with an optical character recognition or OCR system that can read via synthetic voice typeset and other printed matter. The fifth devices or technological device is the assistive technology. So, what is assistive technology? It enables students who are blind to access personal computers. Students who have potentially useful visions are tough to develop their ability to use their residual vision as effective as possible. Special education teachers and other professionals are guided by certain premises about teaching students with low vision. So, those with congenital low vision view themselves as a whole. They do not have remaining or residual vision. So, it means that some people born with low vision may not see themselves as lacking anything visually because they have always experienced the world with their level of visions, considering it is as their normal way of seeing things. So for example, a person who has been visually impaired since birth may not feel like they are missing out on anything visually because they have never known what it is like to have a full vision. So they may have adapted to their level of visions and do not see it is limitations in their life.
So, the education of students with visual disability, the integration of blind students in regular classes in the Philippines began at the 1960s. Initially, only selected schools such as those in Pasay City, Manila, accepted students with disability. However, after a decade, public schools across the country began to welcome students with disabilities, marking a significant steps toward inclusive education. So this translation ensured that students with visual impairment had access to mainstream education and in the same opportunities as their sighted peers. So the teacher said ani kay 'di ba ang mga buta kay dili man dili makamutudlo og mga like pabasa or true gamit ang ilahang eyes. So ang gamit sa teacher ani sa pagtudlo nila dili visual kundi sa affection or sa touch. Nya mao ni ang term na gitawag para pagbasa sa mga blind kay ang braille or braille. Unya, ang special education kay ka-help sila sa mga blind persons na maka-learn sila unsaon pag move freely kay 'di ba if blind ka or naa ka disability kay feel nimo na limited ra imong mabuhat sa imong kinabuhi. So ang speed kay they help those blind person na dili hindrance ilahang pagka kanang naay apan sa lawas or di pagbuta or disability para mabuhat pa ilahang mga gustong buhaton through the use of their other senses.
Good day everyone, so I am the last reporter of this topic. So, when a student who is blind or low vision is mainstreaming in your class, a special teacher education works closely with a regular teacher so that the child with disability can participate fully in most of the class activities. They discuss how the two of them can help the special child learn in the regular class by side with his or her classmate. So, how can you make your student with visual impairments feel comfortable in the classroom? So, there are 12 following steps will help you. Okay, so the first one is it may sound odd as to who can see, but we use as the words to look and see. When communicating a blind person, he or she uses these words to connote his or her methods of seeing, either by manipulating or touching an object or looking very closely. It is absolutely acceptable to use expression in daily conversation such as see you later or look there. And the second is introduce him or her as you would any of your student. Instruct seeing classmate to talk to him or her directly and not through. You encourage the blind to answer his or her classmate question directly too. And the next is the special education teacher can offer suggestion on how you may go about the child's full of active participation in classroom activities. And the fourth is all children want to be a leader in class activities. So if you have a student like this or mga low vision, if hatagan unta nimo silang chance nga mahimo silang leader sa mga classroom activities. And fifth is same disciplinary rules that apply to the rest of the class should apply as well to the child with visual impairments. Number 6, encourage the blind child to move about the classroom to get materials or to do certain activities. You can assign a classmate to his or her body going out about the class activities. For example, if I have a classmate nga low vision or kanang dili magi siya kaklaro, so I can be his or her body. Like for example, ako siyang ubanan or guidan nga diri ni nga part mo ni ang door, which is kanang gamito nimo ilang kamot para matouch nila ang mga bagay-bagay nga nasa sud sa classroom. And number 7 is give verbal instruction or oral causes. Since the blind child does not feel facial expression like a nuts, imbis nga mo say kag yes, you can say nga imbis nga kanang if naay kanang about sa inyong klase nga kanang naipangutana nga mo ana kasi mong kilay ana mo isulti na lang ka yes because dili man sila kakita sa imuhang ani kidhat ka or ni isa nimo imuhang kilay. So number 8 is provide space to accommodate his or her special materials like bulky braille books and large print books, typewriter and actual aids and others. Number 9, motivate the seeing classmate to become interested in topics related to vision and visual impairments. Number 10, your acceptance of the child with visual impairments will serve as a positive example to his and her seeing classmates. Number 11 is when approaching the blind student, unless he or she knows you, always say who you are instead of asking his or her, or you want to guess his or her kung unsa man ka. For example, imong inanaon ang ilahang mata, dili biya na sila makakita, so ayo na lang inanaa nga pagbuhat kay dili na maayo para sa ila. Instead nga, for example, hi, this is Daisy, or kuhaon mo ilang kamot, imo ipaana-ana sa ilahang naong, kay mas better pa na kontra sa katong ingon anaon pa nimo ang ilahang mata. Okay, and for the last is the blind student may exhibit certain mannerism like clacking, fluffing the fingers in front of the eyes, or poking the fingers into the eyes. consult the special education teacher on how to deal with this behavior. So some student if dili gani kaklaro, for example, farsighted sila, if kanang di sa kaklaro kay diba inanaon man nilang mata or inanaon pa na nila ang ilahang mata. So the next is the blind student uses hand techniques to travel safety in a small and familiar places like in the classroom. A seeing classmate may not be requested to act as sighted guide when negotiating a less familiar places like school building, ground, and community. Keen to travel techniques are applied. For example, since nga makakita man mo sa ubang tao nga if dili gani kaklaro kay murag na sila stick nga gamiton sila be more guide sa ila nga iana-ana nila ang ilahang kamot, or if ever gani nga nara sila sa balay ang hand gesture na nila ilang gamiton, which is nga iana-ana para matouch nila nga. For example, padung sila gawa so mag-ana-ana sila, so fake kanang mag-ana-ana gani sila, meaning ana kana bitong murag silang paminaw kay hawa niya, murag safe ra sila anang nga part niya. Igabot nila diri sa kilig kay mo ana sila apple tahanan ni siya nga part. So na siya. And the next is the Philippine Printing House for the Blind, located at the Philippine National School for the Blind in Pasay City, transcribe printed books and into Braille. Have faith and trust in the ability of your child blind student, or participate actively in the class. Think ways and means to adjust high visual lessons to tactile, the auditory modes. In the absence of vision, remember that the child blind student has 4 other senses modalities to use in gaining knowledge and learning in skills in the curriculum. So that's all, and have a great day.